India's net zero objective indeed is very critical, and therefore the green finance element is critical, and there's been a lot of discussion around that. How do you see GIFT City playing a critical role in allowing and enabling a robust green financing ecosystem to be developed here?
So we are just back from COP28 last December, I think. So all countries have actually kind of concluded that I think it requires a lot of effort, not only individually, but also, I mean, in a group of countries. I mean, I think maybe in regional groupings as well as on a global basis. So there are estimates saying that the world will require something like about $125 trillion, I think, to actually achieve this net zero by 2050 or 2070 for India. So India's own estimate is about $10 trillion by 2047, I think, is the kind of money that it would require. So this, I mean, the numbers may be kind of, I think, further fine-tuned. But the short point is that I think it will require tremendous amounts of capital to be raised. It will also require new forms of capital, new kinds of financial services, maybe things kinds of financial services which are focused on the hard-to-abate sectors, where people will hesitate financing because obviously it's not really green. So there is need for a lot of policy here, I think. So what GIFT City has done is that we have put in place a green financing ecosystem which comprises of several parts. What we have done is that the 26 banks we have actually have been mandated to put in place a policy for sustainable and green lending. We have told them that about 5% of their portfolio has to be green. So as of now, I think the banks have put in place a policy, and nearly about $700 million is the outstanding of green credit that they've extended so far. Notwithstanding
and
that,
this credit would be extended, has been extended to
Indian corporates. Okay. Indian corporates. Okay. Through the ECB framework. So it's taken into India for implementing various kinds of green projects. Similarly, I think we also have provided a green bond framework. So here I think India still doesn't have a taxonomy. I think we are still working on it. So therefore I think what we have done is that we have decided to adopt any of the globally accredited taxonomies, like the EU taxonomy or the ASEAN taxonomy, the climate bond initiative framework, the EU green bond principles. So any of that is fine with us as long as the corporate is willing to issue bonds based on that. And the investors obviously would be comfortable with an international, kind of a standard. So with that in place, I think so far we have so far listed about $56 billion worth of bonds, out of which $14 billion are either green or social or sustainability linked. So I think it's a very active system now. I think even this year, I think we have done about $3.5 billion of green
already.
Green and sustainable bonds. So we expect this ecosystem to grow. So we have actually put in place a committee. There are 3 committees at work. One is a committee on putting in place a voluntary carbon market here, I think, because carbon trading is going to be very important.
Yes.
Then there is a committee which is working on transition financing, because a lot of companies in the hard-to-abate sectors, either steel, cement, or coal, will require capital to actually switch to become green.
Yes, absolutely.
So now I think many of the green investors are shying clear of that because they know that there is a risk in that. So governments will have to probably underwrite a bit of the risks. So through elements such as blended financing, or maybe first loss guarantees and so on and so forth. So we believe we have our committee on transition financing is working out a framework, and we hope that maybe in the years to come, I think this also will receive traction from the market. Finally, our objective is to build IFSCA into a sustainable finance platform for India. So that's our ultimate goal, and I think we are working towards that.